An oily scalp is actually pretty common, but there could be things that you're doing without realizing that are contributing and making the issue a little bit worse. So keep watching to find out what they may be. Now, before we get into it, there are a couple of things that I want you to take into consideration first, and that is changes in hormones and or medication can cause changes to our scalp's oil production. Also, another thing to bear in mind is that if you have an oily scalp and you have either straight or wavy hair, then your hair will look oilier much quicker than somebody with curlier or a kinkier hair texture, because the oil can travel much easier down your hair strand. Now, I don't know if anybody else got into skincare this past year or so, but if you did, then you probably realized that you either weren't cleansing your skin enough or that you were stripping your skin of its natural oils, and the same goes for our scalp really. It's super important to choose the correct cleanser for your scalp. We don't want to overstrip the scalp and remove all of the natural oils and cause our scalp to work overtime and produce more oils, leading to a greasier scalp. And we also don't want one that is too gentle for our scalp, as this will eventually lead to buildup. I don't know about you guys, but when I started this wavy hair thing, I had this idea that I had to try and go the longest that I could without washing my hair. And this just simply isn't true and can actually have a negative effect on your hair. Some lucky people do find that they were able to transition from washing every day to then washing every other day and maybe every couple of days and so on. But everyone's scalp will have a limit, so experiment with your hair and try to slowly, gradually, over time, increase the amount of days between your wash days and see what is the sweet spot for you, how long you can go without washing before your scalp just looks a bit of a disaster. And wash when you feel is necessary for you. If you have started to acquire a large range of products and you've started to experiment with different brands, different products, you're trying lots of different things out, you may find that some products and some brands can cause your scalp to get oilier much quicker than other products that you own. So again, this is just from experimenting and trial and error to try and eliminate the products that you feel are maybe contributing more to an oily scalp quicker than your other products. Applying conditioners, leave-ins and stylers too close to your roots can cause your scalp to get oily a bit quicker, so try to only apply product from your mids to ends. You'd also probably be surprised just how often you touch your hair, maybe without realizing, maybe you do realize, with your dirty hands. So try to make a conscious effort just to touch your scalp less, to touch your hair less than you usually do, or if you want to give your hair a fluff to add some volume, wash your hands first to make sure that they're clean and to prevent spreading any oil and dirt into your hair. Another thing that could be contributing to an oily scalp are our pillowcases. I don't know how often you change yours, but we should really be changing them every week to really ensure that we're preventing the spreading of dirt and oils back into our hair through our pillows. You may also like to use a dry shampoo every so often. I mentioned this on my Instagram, but every time I think of putting a dry shampoo onto my oily roots, I always get this image of Ross from Friends with his leather pants and he made a paste, and I always imagine that happening in my hair, but that doesn't happen. The dry shampoo does a great job at soaking up the excess oil on our scalp, can even add some volume to our hair, and can help to get another day out of your hair. If you do use a dry shampoo, make sure to massage it in really well to make sure that it's not visible, and don't use it too many days in a row, as that's when it can start looking a little bit nasty. If your roots are looking a bit greasy, but you don't have time to wash your hair yet, or it just doesn't line up with your plans and your schedule, then use it to your advantage and do a hairstyle. My favorite one to do is a tight bun at the back of my head. I feel like the grease even kind of adds to the look, and it looks like I did it on purpose. And please, please, please remember that nobody's going to give you a medal if you can go 7 days without washing your hair. So if you feel like you're washing your hair more often than you see others doing, then please don't feel like you're doing anything wrong, because you're not. However, if you are washing your hair every day, do make sure to dry it with a diffuser, because leaving your hair wet for super long periods of time can cause high growth fatigue, and I do say this from experience. I hope this video was helpful for you. Feel free to share any more tips that you have down below in the comments. And here's some more content that I think you might like after this video. See you in the next video. Bye!